Brought to you by Friends Council and Advis. TrusteeU, your online governance program for trustees.
So if your annual fund has not been doing well, the question I think that's really important is what should we do? What should you do? And what should the development office do? First, you should take out all your annual fund materials, whether they're online, whether they're print, and see how fresh they look, and see if the case for support is really good. See if they're boring. Test it before a couple of your friends and say, does that interest you? Or maybe you shouldn't be present when they do it. But, most annual fund materials, especially if they're written by people without a lot of without a lot of development education, can be really terrible. I can tell ones that are professionally written and ones that are written by volunteers. So make sure that yours have a really professional tone. If it's big block print and lots of facts that are kind of forced together, usually people don't read those. The most commonly read parts of direct mail are the first line, the last line, and the PS. So if you don't make your case for support in the first line, the last line, and the PS, you're probably not getting the return you want. If the stories aren't fresh and meaningful, if they're old, they're dated, they're not interesting to read, get rid of them and look for something new. Think about bringing in a consultant. If you don't have new ideas and everybody's sitting there kind of scratching their head, bring in somebody who's never seen it before and get their opinions about what they should do. I think the best fundraising is through stories, and so you need to have somebody go and talk to real people in your school that have benefited and get some real stories. They'll come from kids, they'll come from teachers, they'll come from parents. So you need to take the time over a several-month period to collect those stories, and then think about how you want to use each story to tell the possible donors how they need to raise money, how they need to give money. I think those stories are golden, and I think they can also be gauged by generation. If you have a lot of young kids with good stories, you should use those in lower schools, to ask those parents. You have kids that are graduating from high school and going on who are scholarship kids. Use those stories for the older alums or people that are graduating in those age groups. So don't send the same annual appeal to everybody. Refresh your stories all the time and make sure you're incorporating online and paper approaches to donors because they're using both. But don't think just because you used something 2 years ago, it's going to fly again.